Yeah. D'Anthony, got some sad news to report today.
Yeah. More?
Yeah. Our very own Jared Taylor, our fat bottom girl, is in the hospital right now.
I think he left, didn't he?
I'm not sure if he left or if he's still there. He had to, I guess, he self-admitted over the weekend?
Let's see.
Not for the coronavirus, by the way. I want to point that out.
No.
Not for the coronavirus. He might have E. coli. Oh. This is real, by the way. Imagine getting another disease during a worldwide pandemic that isn't the disease that everyone else is getting.
Well, it's ass-eating season's over.
It's over.
So,
but
should have known.
As one of our producers, Alec, pointed out, he does have a lot of wild animals around the house, and he has recently purchased a lot of wild animals.
Is that a thing? Let's get a coli from wild. I mean, I guess
that's what I wonder.
Right?
He eats a lot of meat. Well, yeah, I mean, we all eat a lot of meat. But with the wild animals around, you're saying that could have spread to the meat? Is that what you're saying, Alec? That doesn't sound like a real thing, but it might be.
Who knows?
It might be. He thought he had a kidney stone, which he's had before. He said he's been in unbearable pain. So much so they gave him, 2 morphine drips?
Something like that, yeah.
And he said the pain is so bad that they didn't even make a dent. And I think he's either leaving the hospital today or going back, and he's supposed to get test results back at 5:00 today, so we'll find out what this is. Well, it makes me think of We Are the World.
You mean that song?
Well, remember,
was that for AIDS?
It was for AIDS, yeah. And now look, I'm not saying Jared has AIDS, obviously. But I am saying that, maybe we should make a song called We Are the Jared. Possibly. We are the world, we are the Jared. And I was looking up who's still alive here.
You think Quincy Jones is available?
So Quincy Jones did the original We Are the World. Mm-hmm. He's still alive. We're going to go through this list right now. Lionel Richie, still alive and looks great, by the way. I saw him on American Idol last night. He's a fucking judge on American Idol now. Still doing it.
He kind of disappeared for like 20 years.
Yeah. Strange. And then he just popped back up again. He had a lot of plastic surgery done. I don't know if that was part of it. But certainly, I think that had something to do with it to get him out of there.
What about Stevie Wonder? He's still alive.
Still alive. Stevie Wonder. Ebony and Ivory. Stevie's still going, dude.
What's with the head weaving?
That's what he does, dude. That's how he gets into the fucking shit. That's how he gets into the music, dude. So we could hit up Stevie. Paul Simon's still alive.
Yeah, but nobody wants to see Paul Simon. Right? Isn't he a midget?
Was there a point where you ever got down on Paul Simon in your life?
No.
Me and Julio down by the schoolyard those years?
No. I think, isn't Paul Simon like a midget or something?
He's very small. He must have a huge hammer, though, because he's gotten a lot of ass.
He's 5'3". That's weird.
Wow, is he 5'3"?
Yeah, and Billy Joel's 5'5". I don't trust either one of those guys.
BJ, I knew that one.
Here's one addition to that about having big dicks. So that country artist that died over the weekend,
yes,
Joe Diffie.
Yeah.
There was some lady that posted somewhere that
from coronavirus, by the way, died from coronavirus.
There was some lady that posted somewhere that she had fucked him back in 1987, and his dick was at least 10 inches. So at least,
shut the fuck up.
At least his family can. Try to start recovering with that information.
Yeah, and that's what I hope happens when I die, where people can look back and be like, man, he had a huge dick.
Well, you could just pay somebody to do that.
Share the stories. I want them to be genuine. I'm a genuine person. I want these stories to be genuine.
Paul Simon's still alive, by the way.
Paul Simon's still alive.
Kenny Rogers
just died a week ago, and I'm having a hard time getting over it.
Yep.
If you follow my Instagram, obviously, I'm having a hard time with K-Raj. By the way, because we're going to go through this list, but I saw the most fascinating interview last night with K-Raj. They had him on a Dan Rather has this. Well, he used to have this show called The Big Show with Dan Rather. I looked it up and it said 2014.
I've never heard of it.
I hadn't either, and it was.
That's after he had to resign in disgrace, right?
I believe so. Was that it?
I mean, that was in 2006. No, 2004, because it was during the second Bush election season. Because he was pimping that story that Bush evaded combat or whatever the fuck, and it turns out it may have been accurate, but I don't know. I don't know what really happened there. All I know is that he got fucking booted a long time ago.
So obviously, Kenny Rogers just died, and they put this hour-long interview up, and it was right when he was getting inducted into the Country Hall of Fame. And I'm a Kenny Rogers fan. I thought I was. Mm-hmm. I was unprepared for how much shit Kenny Rogers has actually done. One of them, they were like, man, would you consider yourself like a workaholic? And he goes, no, I'm addicted to things. And he goes, once I find that thing and I lock into it, I want to be the best at it. And he goes, oh, really? Like it was kind of a throwaway of like, oh, really? What's that? And he goes, tennis. And he goes, yeah, it's super strange. And
Why?
He goes, what year did you pick up tennis? He goes, I picked up tennis at 35 years old. I was just like, all right, great. Where's this story going? And he goes, I hired this professional coach. And he goes, next thing you know, I've played 45 Wimbledon champions, and my ranking became so high that I was actually ranked in mixed doubles on the tennis tour. Kenny Rogers.
At 80 years old, or when he was
35.
So that was 50 years ago or 45 years ago.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Look back at Kenny Rogers' body at age 35. It really hasn't changed, to be honest with you, for 40 years. He was kind of a stouter man,
Yeah, he's not been in shape at any point.
At any point.
Saying, yeah.
To be ranked in mixed doubles is fucking insanity. And he just said it like it was matter of fact to him. And I was like, and they were like, Dan Rather was like, oh, well, shit. I mean, he didn't say that, but it would have been awesome if he did. But he goes, what else? What else is there? And he goes, photography. I'm really into my photography.
Yeah, but every asshole thinks they're a photographer these days.
Totally. His was different. Kenny Rogers hired Ansel Adams' assistant, and he was his assistant for 4 years while he did this professional photography. He became so good at it, and they were showing his pictures throughout, that some of these iconic pictures, the picture of Michael Jackson and his fucking monkey, Bubbles? That one of him holding the monkey? Yeah. That was Kenny Rogers took that picture. He became so good that he did a coffee table book that, like, once they were showing the images on screen, I was like, oh, fuck. Kenny Rogers took all these goddamn pictures in history? We had no idea. It was so strange and surreal to see it. I was like, what else? Kenny Rogers Roasters. I mean, people forget that there was a whole goddamn chain of restaurants all through the Southeast that were like, it was the first Boston market.
I mean, if you think about it, Kenny Rogers is almost like the real life Forrest Gump.
Yes.
Except for he didn't get AIDS and he's not retarded.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was never confirmed Gump had AIDS.
He fucked Jenny and Jenny had AIDS.
Some people don't get it, dude.
Come on.
So,
come on.
But
with his luck, the first time he would have.
Yeah.
Come on.
But going back through his life, and you're like, all right, well, what else? And he was like, man, I wanted to do a musical on Broadway. So I wrote a Broadway play, and then I performed all the songs. And I was like, and they showed images from this Broadway play that was up for like 4 months that he was starring in and sang all the songs. And I was like, motherfucker. And then, dude, Rather went in hard and said, all right, well, all those songs you sang with Dolly Parton, like Islands in the Stream, all these duets, these famous duets over time, you never boned Dolly Parton? And he said, no. I was shocked by that.
I don't believe that.
I was shocked by that.
There's no way that's true.
That's what he said.
No way. Although I don't know.
He said we flirted with each other for close to 40 years, but he goes, if we would have had penetration on that, he goes, I think it would have ruined the magic that we had for the thing. And he goes, plus I know her husband. Not that ever makes a big deal, obviously. No. But K. Rogers was a pimp. He was married 5 fucking times too, by the way.
Well, what are you going to do?
And here's the creepiest part about that interview was they go, what are you worried about leaving behind here? Because I guess at the time of this interview, he was 75 years old, right? And he lived to be 81, so it was 6 years ago. And he goes, man, my biggest regret that I have is that I won't get to see my kids grow up. And I'm like, what? At the time of that interview, he had 2 twin 10-year-old kids, 10-year-old boys.
And how long ago was this?
So this was so the kids now would have to be 16 years old. This was in 2014, so there were 10 at the time of the interview. So at least I'm not going to say at least, but at least he got 6 more years with these kids. Kenny Rogers, was a fucking pimp all the way through, going back in his history. What fucked him was that eye surgery he got. He got that eyelid surgery.
Yeah, something went wrong with his face.
Yes, it was the eyes, dude.
It looked like fried chicken for a while.
Yeah. And then he got a bunch of he got a facelift and some eyelid surgery. No need, dude. You're fucking 70. You're not fooling anyone at that point.
No one expects you to look great.
But K. Rogers was in that in We Are the World, and he was talking about We Are the World and all that shit. And he said it was pretty quick. Everybody was just doing one take. Next up, we got James Ingram. I don't know who that is.
R&B guy.
Okay.
It's been nominated for a couple of Academy Awards, actually, for Best Song.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yep.
Good for him. Tina Turner.
Dead.
Nope. She was beaten, but alive. She's alive. She was beaten, but still alive.
When did she get beaten? By Bobby Brown, you mean?
Ike.
Or Ike Turner,
Turner,
Bobby Brown is the other one.
Yeah. Ike, that was Whitney. Now she's dead. So I understand the confusion.
Right, yeah. They're all dead.
Totally understand
the entire Houston family's dead now, right?
I think so. No, the mom is actually still alive. You believe that shit?
Well,
so Christina's dead. The boyfriend's dead. Whitney's dead. Dionne Warwick, who is also in We Are the World, is dead. That was her aunt. She was a psychic, though, so I wonder if she predicted that death. Not sure, but we'll do some research on it. Next up was Billy Joel. Now, he's alive, but he should be dead.
Yeah, he's a midget, and his face is permanently red from all the booze.
Yeah. He gets rocked.
Yeah, he'll never recover. He doesn't. How much could it take you to get rocked if you're 5'5"? Let's be real.
Not a lot. So I worked with a midget once in a movie, and that motherfucker was getting rocked every night off of 2 fucking beers. So
good for him, though.
Billy Joel's the same way. Billy Joel just drove into somebody's house the other day, by the way.
Into,
yes. He was fucked up again, dude.
Well,
it's the Piano Man.
What are you gonna do? You probably can't see over the steering wheel. That's the problem.
No, that's issue number
one.
Put
a phone book in that fucking seat.
Yeah, dude, you got to sit on some stacks, brother.
Michael Jackson's next.
Michael Jackson is dead, obviously.
Yeah, he died of being a pedophile.
He should have died a long time ago.
I wonder if that guy murdered him.
Who?
The doc that went to jail.
Oh, Conrad? No. Dr. Conrad. So he's already out of jail, by the way.
Yeah, he only got 3 years, right?
Yeah, and the reason being is Michael Jackson was the one telling him to fucking give him the propofol.
Right. Propofol, yeah.
Yeah. So
still, though, you can't just inject people whatever they ask for. Otherwise,
you can't.
The world would be a much better place if you could do that.
Yeah, I agree.
That's not where we are.
Fun fact about that. Not a lot of people know this. Michael Jackson died in the house that the owner of Ed Hardy. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Remember when Ed Hardy was the thing? He was renting Ed Hardy's mansion. Christian is the guy's name. Now he's dead as well, which is surprising.
The guy that owned
Ed Hardy, yeah. You'll never meet a guy more full of life than that guy was. I can promise you that.
Why? It looks like he got a little too full.
I guess, man. What did he die from, though?
I don't know. What's his name?
Christian.
I don't know who that is.
Christian Adogier is his last name, but I don't know how to spell his last name. Next up on this list, Diana Ross. She's still alive.
Yeah, if you want to call that living.
Yeah, she fucking lives her life.
I don't know what she does. I haven't seen her in public.
She fucking parties is what she does. And her son is married to Ashley Simpson, who's Jessica Simpson's
the
sister.
one that bebopped off stage when her fucking shit didn't work on Saturday Night
Correct.
Live, right?
Yep.
Man, that was a long time ago.
Correct. She's got huge jugs, though. Huge jugs on her. Anyways, again, if you're just tuning in now, we are trying to align some of the We Are the World singers for We Are the Jared song, since he may not be dying. We don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Dionne Warwick, obviously.
Dionne Warwick, dead. Obviously, that's, again, psychic, predicted her own death, probably. Willie Nelson, he was on my death list for this year. I predicted him to die this year.
Yeah, I can't imagine he's going to make it much longer.
He's not going to make it out of 2020. I saw him on stage the other night. Some performance.
He looks rough. Eesh. But he's looked rough for a while, so who knows?
Mm-hmm. This is his year, I think. He's gonna RIP. Al Jarreau. Shit. I don't know if he's still alive.
Nope, he died in 2017.
Did he really?
Yep.
Fuck you.
AIDS. Said
no way.
It's not. That'd be funny. No.
Oh god, that would have been crazy.
Let's see. Hospitalized for exhaustion. Blah blah blah. Respiratory failure in 2017. So probably the flu.
Okay.
Pneumonia, something like that.
Bruce Springsteen alive.
Yeah, he's.
We are the Jared. We are the ones who make a brighter day.
He's made a lot of money exploiting Middle America.
So keep on cooking.
Imagine that this guy is worth like $250 million and he's still out there talking about
the working man.
The working man. Like, all right, dude, we got it. Thanks. I think what's that quote from Batman? You either die a hero or you live long enough to become a villain. I think if you're a folk singer and you get rich, maybe you should just call it quits.
Yeah, he's at the end. I will say this: if you go see him in concert, one of the best shows you'll ever see. Bruce goes hard for 3.5 hours, and he's got to be in his 70s.
He's 70. He turned 70 this year.
Oh, he did. All right. I've seen him 5 or 6 times, and he'll go for 3.5 hours. It's fucking great. I've yet to see him play though. Born in the USA. Apparently that's only like once every 15 shows or something, which is bullshit. He should fucking close with that every goddamn time.
Yeah, he should only play that song.
But I digress. Next up is Kenny Loggins.
He's 72.
Welcome to the Danger Zone. K-Logs is 72?
I didn't realize he was that old. I feel like we could probably get Kenny Loggins.
I feel like we could get Loggins. Bigger question, though. Is he doing the Top Gun 2 soundtrack?
I don't know if that movie's even going to come out.
It'll come out next year, not this year.
Yeah, I mean...
You can't have Top Gun 2, though, without Loggins, right?
We're
in agreement on that?
I wouldn't think so, but, weirder shit has happened. I didn't think we would shut the whole country down over this stupid bullshit either. But
no, me neither. Me neither.
We're ruining the next 15 years of our country's economy
over a flu
to protect old people.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense, but come on, guys.
I read the numbers earlier on Ross Patterson Revolution this morning, and it is all people over the age of 65 who are dying. Next up here, we got Steve Perry.
Steve Perry.
Best male voice of all time, yes or no?
No. Come on.
Who do you got that's better than
the
Steve
next
Perry?
Two guys on the list? Hall & Oates, brother. Come on. No, Steve Perry can sing. He's got a.
Is that the best male voice of all time? That's the biggest question.
I don't know, man. There are other people that have had greater octave ranges than him, I suppose. It depends on what kind of.
Freddie Mercury.
You mean like rock singer?
I'd go rock singer. I'd say Freddie Mercury at 1, him at 2. I'll go Mercury 1.
Maybe. I mean,
Steve Perry at 2.
It's hard to ignore Steven Tyler. Like we remember him now, but back in the day, that dude had some fucking pipes on him. For a good 40 years, he was cranking them out. So
Craig Dulesky here on if you're live on the YouTubes with us says we got to get Danny Warsnop in there for the We Are the Jared. I agree. We definitely do need Danny. Next two on this list, Daryl Hall, dude of Hall & Oates, still alive. I don't know what they do if they still perform though.
I don't either, but I know there's this like indie chick band called The Bird and the Bee that did a cover of all Hall & Oates' greatest hits, and it's like even more easy listening than Hall & Oates is.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
If you haven't heard it before, I recommend, because first of all, Hall & Oates are some of the best songwriters ever. Even if you don't like that style of music, the songs they write are great.
Yeah.
She's a rich girl, that whole thing. I mean, there's so many good lines from there. Shit. I would check it out if I were you.
Huey Lewis, still alive, right?
Dead.
Oh, is he dead?
No, he's alive.
Oh, you fucker, dude.
Best known for either Back to the Future.
Has to be Back to the Future.
Or Christian Bale beating somebody to death with an axe, chomping him up. Because he was playing then too. Hip to Be Square, I believe, was the song.
Oh, shit. That's right, dude.
I
go Back to the Future, I think because of kids, and like that movie still holds up. I just watched that movie maybe 2 months ago with my kid. Back to the Future still holds up. Bro.
Holds up. Yeah, I suppose it does. I mean,
great.
That's not how time travel would work. Like, you can't change the present by changing the past. It creates a new future. So,
right.
But I digress.
Yeah. Of course. Great movie though. I love it. Cyndi Lauper. Not only is she still alive, she's still a great singer. I heard her.
She also still looks like she's in her 40s somehow, and she's like almost 70.
Yeah, she looks the same as when she did when this fucking song was out.
That's weird as shit.
She looks great. Jessie and I were discussing women over 60 who we would bang.
Mm-hmm.
I got to add Lauper to that list.
I'd have to see her recently, but I mean, there have been for sure women on that list, like Helen Mirren for a while there.
That's the bombs, the fucking jugs on her.
She's hot.
Yeah. I'd still fuck Madonna, man.
Oh, her arms are like I feel like she could take off if she wanted to. It's too flappy.
No. She's toned up, dude. Kim Carnes. I think that's from if you hold on, that group. Is that what it is?
Hold
on for my money. Wilson Phillips. Yeah, is that her? Nah, she's 74. She's alive. So we got something there.
Betty Davis Eyes is her.
Betty Davis Eyes. I remember that song.
Yeah, I don't know any of these, but I mean, good for her for
staying alive.
For having her own.
She's 74. She's
got her
alive.
And she's got her own Wikipedia page.
Bob Dylan is on this list. He was on We Are the World. He's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't been a great live singer, though, for about 30 years. He just put out a song, a new one, by the way.
What is it?
Last week. It's 17 minutes, and it's about the assassination of JFK. A little late on that one, Bob, but, you know, he was around when JFK was assassinated, so maybe that was something in the vault that he's bringing back.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
17 minutes, huh?
Dead serious.
Does it take that long to say the CIA killed JFK?
I guess, man. Maybe he went through the whole, the grassy knoll. He went through the whole background of the day.
Back and to the left.
How he got up.
That's the chorus.
Yeah.
The Zapruder film.
But Bob Dylan's, he's definitely still on the list. Ray Charles, dead.
Yep.
Now, Ray Charles is one of the best male vocalists to me. I got him on that list.
Yeah, he's good.
I got him on that list. Now, the chorus is where we get super fucking interesting.
This is where you get actual famous people and not just
Dan Aykroyd.
musicians.
I remember him being in that video. I didn't remember him singing, but that's hilarious that he was part of the chorus for We Are the World.
1985. What would he have been doing around then?
Coke. Ghostbusters. That dude ingested more drugs than anyone. Dan Aykroyd, by the way, was just on Rogan a couple months ago. And he's super into conspiracy theories. So that's kind of all he does is talking about aliens and shit.
Well,
he loves talking about aliens.
He's done a lot of drugs, so.
And he's got that Crystal Skull vodka.
Yeah, I've had that before. Oh, Spies Like Us came out in 1985.
Aykroyd did a ton of shit in the 80s, dude.
Ghostbusters in 84. Yeah, he's been in a million movies.
Icon, dude.
I'm just looking at what was happening that year.
A lot for Aykroyd.
Mm-hmm.
Ghostbusters was massive, dude. A lot for Aykroyd. Harry Belafonte, is he alive?
There's no way.
Right?
Yeah, he's 93.
He's still alive?
Yep.
Fuck you, dude. At 93 years old.
He's bald
fun
as
fact,
shit.
his son is married to Scary Spice in real life.
Doesn't she have one of Eddie Murphy's kids?
No, I don't believe so. Maybe?
Pretty sure she does.
Either way, they had the craziest divorce of all time. And
who, Mel B and...
Yes, and it turns out is they had an open relationship where they were fucking, like, she would let him fuck other girls and they would have threesomes all the time.
Eddie Murphy.
No, Belafonte's kid.
They're not together anymore is what you're saying.
They got a nasty divorce last year.
Okay.
In the you know what the final straw was of that relationship?
Mm.
And this was in court, so this is not like just fucking hearsay. This was in court. Apparently, they had this nanny for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, and they'd been fucking her for like 3 years.
Okay.
Well, she came home and he was fucking her without her in the bedroom, without Scary Spice in the bedroom. So she got fucking pissed and was just like, I can't believe you would fuck her when I'm not here. Those were the rules. So apparently they did have rules to it.
There's always rules
to those type of things. So,
yep.
You know, if you're the Belafonte kid, how do you fuck that up, man?
I don't know. Who cares?
You're with Scary Spice and you're fucking the nanny at the same time? Like, bro.
Yeah, it's
I would have stayed in that forever, man.
It's a dumb move, I suppose, to fuck
really
it up.
Dumb. That's Belafonte's kid, though, not Harry. Next up is Lindsey Buckingham. Yes. It was one of my favorite characters that Bill Hader played on Saturday Night Live. Lindsey Buckingham is the guitarist for Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah. But
who was Bone and Stevie Nicks.
But why did he play him as I don't remember that character.
I don't know. It was just a weird, like, sometimes SNL will do these weird sketches. They save the weirdest sketches for the end of the night, right? Right around the 1 a.m. hour. And that's when they'll try, like, weird characters. So they put this Lindsey Buckingham character into, do you remember Kenan Thompson's What Up With That? What Up With That? Lindsey Buckingham was always on that fucking stage with him for no reason. Next up is Mario.
Those next two are
I don't know who that is. Or Johnny Cola. Do you know who that is?
They're both from Huey Lewis in the News.
Oh, are they really? So they're the News.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Huey Lewis was at the beginning, so they put the News in the chorus. That makes sense. Imagine telling people when you go out in public, "Hey, what do you do, man? Oh, you know Huey Lewis in the News? Yeah, totally. I love them, man. Love Back to the Future. We're the News." Oh, okay.
I'm sure they've probably gotten laid a couple times like that.
Yeah. Oh,
in the 80s. All right. In the 80s, probably.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Maybe again in the early 2000s.
Sheila E is next up on this list.
I don't know who that is.
Come on, dude. Sheila E was a banger. That was she was dating Prince forever, dude.
So she got a dick because
she's had hits, dude.
I mean, I didn't think that Prince was really into women.
Oh, Sheila.
Is that about her?
I don't know if it is or not. It's just it's what came to mind. Yeah, Sheila E, dude. She was with Prince, right?
I don't know.
Yes,
I mean,
she was.
She definitely worked with him. I don't know if she fucked him or not.
Yeah, she fucked Prince. She fucked Prince for years, dude. Anyways, still alive. We could get her. Bob Geldof. I know who that is. He was the producer who put on.
That does sound familiar. Geldof.
One of the biggest music producers of all time. He put on, Nightmare at Altamont. He put on that other one in San Fran. He's done a million things. He's the guy who was always sitting next to Jack Nicklaus
at the Lakers
Nicholson, courtside at the Lakers games, who looks like Kiefer Sutherland, but it's not. It's actually Bob Geldof. No, man. I'm sorry. That's Lou Adler. I've got the wrong fucking guy. Bob Geldof's the guy from England. He's got a daughter named Peaches.
I think he's Irish. Is he Irish or English?
One of the two.
Irish.
I'm thinking of the wrong guy, but they're both old school music producers. Bill Gibson is in that, also of the News.
Yeah, so is Chris Hayes.
Man, how many people were in the News?
I mean, I guess that next one, Sean Hopper as well.
Sean Hopper was in the News as well?
Apparently.
All these guys in the News?
Yeah.
God damn, that's a lot of people to pay for the News, dude.
Yeah, I think they're overstaffed.
And then you start going down the Jackson family here, and this probably was a group package for Michael, right?
Yeah.
It was like, hey, if you, I'll do the song. Just put my brothers in it.
Yeah.
Just put my brothers and sisters in it. So you got Jackie Jackson, LaToya Jackson, Marlon Jackson, Randy Jackson, and Tito Jackson in that. And then here's some surprises that they put in the chorus and not in the actual song. Is singing verses. Waylon Jennings, legend. Country legend. Dead, obviously.
Yeah, he's been dead for a minute.
Dead. Bette Midler, should be dead. Wish she was dead. She's alive.
What is she doing right now?
She tweets at the president all day long.
I'm sure that's
all she does.
Super helpful.
John Oates.
Yeah.
Again, dude. Why was Hall good enough to be in a soloist in the song, but not Oates?
I don't know. Alphabetic, maybe?
Nah. That's going to haunt you for years.
Yeah.
I bet it does him. Jeffrey Osborne. I remember him.
No idea who that is.
I think he's dead.
Is that
might be alive.
A rapper or something? What does he do?
No, old school R&B guy. The Pointer Sisters. Shit, dude. Pointer Sisters had that song in the Eddie Murphy cop movie, Beverly Hills Cop.
Jump for My Love.
Yeah, remember that? Jump in. We gonna make you. Pointer Sisters were hot at that time, dude. Beverly Hills Cop. That movie was massive at that time, dude. Smokey Robinson. Relegated to the chorus?
Honestly,
they put Smoke Dogg in the fucking chorus, dude.
I don't know if I would recognize a Smokey Robinson song if I heard it.
You're kidding. Tears of a Clown?
What does it sound like?
The Tears of a Clown, man.
That sounds familiar, yeah.
You don't know Tears of a Clown?
Why would I care about that?
It's just a massive song that you hear all the time. Like there's not a movie or something that you haven't made it through life.
I tune out stuff.
Okay.
All right.
No.
Let's move on.
Tears of a Clown is what it is. So what I'm saying is, can we get these artists together and do a song for Jared, because he's not doing well right now?
I think we can get our friends to do it.
Yeah, we are the Jared.
Danny Warstop and All That Remains will probably do something for him. They like to troll Jared.
Yeah, Phil will do something from All That Remains. There might be something to the animal thing, though.
Sorry. Oh yeah,
he's got a lot of fucking animals at his house. I was just there 3 weeks ago. I mean, it's a lot of new animals that aren't in places that animals should be.
I'm looking up how to get E. coli.
What if it is?
If it's E. coli? I mean, look, you already have E. coli in your gut. You have millions of bacteria particles of E. coli in your gut at any time. So, I mean, this is, I don't know enough about that particular thing to opine on it, but I think what happens is you either get too much or you get a wrong strain of it and it fucks your shit up.
All right.
That's why you can get E. coli from eating ass, because it lives in shit.
Maybe he was eating ass. He's got a new girlfriend.
Could have been, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Here's some causes. Contaminated food. Ground beef. Sometimes E. coli gets in ground beef. That's true. Unpasteurized milk, he wouldn't be drinking that. And fresh produce, he damn sure wouldn't be eating that.
Right.
Especially not now. He's eating food out of cans right now. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
Because it's easy and it's Jared.
Yeah.
Contaminated water, I doubt that, because he's probably drinking... He's drinking bottled water like everybody else right now. Personal contact.
I've been to his house. He does drink bottled water.
Personal contact is like, it's very vague right here. I mean, I guess you could shit on your hands and touch somebody, but eating ass is the most likely form of that happening. Right now, personal contact's on number one on my list.
Okay.
Of suspects for what gave Jared this potential E. coli. Here are some risk factors, by the way, just to go through it since we're all worried about him.
Yeah.
It's good to have more information so you know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Age, young children are more affected by it. He doesn't have to worry about that. And older adults, obviously. Weakened immune systems. I don't know about his immune system so much.
No, he gets sick a lot.
Yeah, he doesn't have...
Last time he was here, he was almost fucking
He
dead.
doesn't have AIDS or anything, but he doesn't exactly take care of himself either.
No.
So I don't know. He's in the middle somewhere. Eating certain types of foods are riskier. So like uncooked hamburger and soft cheeses, I guess.
Soft cheeses? You don't say.
That could be one.
All right.
The time of year, but it usually occurs between June and September, so it shouldn't be that. Decreased stomach acid levels. So if he's taking some kind of pill for stomach acid, and he does, he eats Tums like they're going out of fucking style.
Yeah.
I had to pull over 2 or 3 weeks ago when he was here to get Tums for him.
I just figured because he was eating so much gas station food that it was heartburn.
It could be, yeah, but I doubt it. Oh, you mean that it was just heartburn? Yeah, you wouldn't get E. coli from a gas station because that stuff is so preserved.
Sure.
Like it's disguised. There's so much sodium in there. There's no way. Here's how to avoid some of this stuff, or risky foods. First of all, make sure you cook your hamburgers all the way through. So Jared, I know of 3 separate instances where he's given himself food poisoning with fish.
I did too.
Trying to cook fish for himself.
Yeah.
So it's not out of the... It's not hard to imagine a scenario where he did this to himself.
No, not at all.
If indeed that is the case.
A lot of people are asking on the live YouTube feed, could it be coronavirus?
No, it's not the same symptoms.
He would have been tested for that.
That's why we were...
He probably was tested for it. If he was in the hospital, they probably tested him for that.
Maybe. There's not like severe pain with coronavirus. If it is, it'll be in your chest, not in your lower back and your kidney areas.
Right. Well...
look, I don't think they would have tested him.
Okay.
Because it'd be a waste. All these dum-dums are out there like, we're not testing enough. Well, if you don't have symptoms, then shut the fuck up.
Right. Yeah, we are the Jared, dude.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes, I guess.
We are the world. We are the Jared. We got some sponsors to pay for this whole fucking shit wagon to be on the air. In the meantime, I'm not sure if he's going to live or not.
We'll see.
50-50 on this. 50-50 that Jared lives or dies.
It's always a coin flip with him.
Yeah. First and foremost, we got Ghostbedcom /Drinkin Bros. 25% off everything in the entire store. You can't beat that. 50% off adjustable bases. 2 free pillows with a mattress. It is fucking phenomenal, dude. And if you think that you can't use the 36-month pay-as-you-go program with no interest with the 25% off, you are incorrect, sir. You most certainly can. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. So if you're sitting there and you're like, shit, man, I got $2,500 coming from the government soon. 2 or 3 months.
Maybe.
2 or 3 weeks.
We'll see. We'll see what happens with that whole rollout. I don't know.
They said on the news last night 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be like that, but stuff keeps changing.
Yeah, I'm going to get your feedback on what happened last night at the Rose Garden at the White House. Right after this, but go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. Next up, who we got, D'Anthony?
I don't know. Let's go with Felix Gray.
Yeah, Felix Gray Glasses.com /Drinkin Bros.
Yeah, we're big fans of them.
Huge fans. So is everybody else. Because look, the Drinkin Broettes shoots out of here as well. They're always stealing the glasses. Everybody who comes in steals the Felix Gray glasses.
Yeah.
That's FELIX glasses.com /Drinkin Bros. Best in the biz. Man, the old stats were this, if you remember, that the average American spends on average 11 hours in front of a screen.
Yeah, I'm sure it's double that now.
Double that now.
People are sleeping 2 hours a day.
Yep. Just trying to binge Tiger King, and now Ozark just came on Netflix. Like, good luck, man. I had to shut that fucker off at like 2 a.m. last night. I was just like, I could zip through that season.
What, Ozark?
Yeah, it's so good. I have a question for you that's super left field about Ozark.
Okay.
After this. But Felix Gray Glasses, look, they've got a patent of this blue light inside of them that blocks the blue light, saves your eyes. Dan's been wearing them forever, and then luckily they just happened to sign on as a sponsor, which was fucking awesome. So now we're all wearing them. Jesse wears them all the goddamn time. Like, that's the only thing that's going to protect your eyes from these screens all day long. Go to felixgrayglasses.com /Drinkin Bros. Free shipping. It is overnight. There's a million frames to choose from, and if you need a prescription, they'll put it in there for an extra $20. So go to felixgrayglasses.com today and save your eyes, kids. It's going to get worse, especially now that Papa Trump put another 30 days in. So we're not getting out of here till May 1st. Out of where? Here. Anywhere. Anywhere you're at, you're not getting out of until May 1st now,
right.
It seems like. Last but not least, Anthony, who it is?
It's Postmates.
Postmates!
Which I use twice a day. Almost
sells itself on this one. Look, man, Postmates is awesome as shit. They hit us up originally, and they were like, yo, man, let's just do something for the Drinkin Bro community. Like, 80% of your listeners are military or first responders out there, and everybody's getting delivery food. Look, the state of North Carolina is getting shut down today at 5 p.m., so we're looking at an hour away here. And
I don't even know what that means, getting shut down.
They're shutting down all non-essential businesses, and, you know.
Nothing I do is essential.
Nothing you do, but people who are working are. So
no, I mean, sorry, I meant that backwards. Nothing that I ever have to do would be considered non-essential. Like, I only go to my house here in the store.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
But the rest of us like to party.
I recommend doing what I do.
I like to get wet. Anyways, download the Postmates app. If you're new to it, dude, you get $100 of free delivery fees. If you have not used Postmates, I can promise you this is the best deal ever, because the delivery fees are what fucking kills you on that goddamn thing. Now you can order fucking Taco Bell, man, and get it for the same price as you driving to get it with the promo code Drinkin Bros. $100 in free delivery fees. Go to Postmates. Go to the app, dude. It should be already on your phone. If it's not, get it, and then you get free delivery on all this shit. You know what I enjoy? We played a Postmates game the other night at somebody's house, and we tried to guess which companies from Postmates were shipping shit. And you know what the winner was? So we decided whatever the most interesting one was, we were going to order it.
Okay.
I used the promo code Drinkin Bros, got free delivery on it for everybody. And the one that was most surprising to you. So ours that night was Kentucky Fried Chicken.
They're always on there.
Surprise, man. Because I don't know where there's one here. That's the problem.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never ordered it.
I haven't seen a Kentucky Fried Chicken in this city. Where the fuck did it come from? So none of us had it forever, so I dialed it up. There's 3 of them. Of course you would know, White James. Where are they at?
You got one by Target.
One by Target.
One out by
Porter's Neck.
And one at Independence and Carolina Beach.
And Independence and Carolina Beach. So I guess that's the closest, but none of those are still close to my house. But they fucking delivered, dude. Postmates found a way.
I think they expanded their delivery area a little bit.
Whew. That shit was there in a half hour, and I fed goddamn near 12 people with all that shit. Free delivery fees. Just download Postmates. Drinkin Bros. Get you $100. Brother. So let me ask you this with Ozark. This is a weird question, but I've now noticed it in 2 Jason Bateman series.
Okay.
Because he's got a big show on HBO as well right now.
Mm-hmm.
With the guy from Bloodline.
Oop.
And either way, he's directing both of them, starring in both of them.
Really?
He's doing it all.
That's
days.
a lot of work.
Too much work, man. He's got kids and shit. I wouldn't. It's tough doing all that shit, man. I can promise you that. And I haven't done a whole series like that before. But just even doing it for movies, brutal.
Right.
Anyways, he has put 2 pregnant police detectives in, one an FBI agent, and then the other in Ozark in the new season that's out right now, and then the other one was a police officer, a pregnant police officer in the other series, and I was like, but I'm talking like real pregnant, like 6 months plus pregnant.
You think he's trying to make some kind of social statement?
That's what we were trying to guess. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna ask Dan on air tomorrow. Is that legal to be carrying a gun at like 6 months plus pregnant?
I don't know why it would be illegal to do it.
If it fired off and shot the baby, like it seems weird because you're wearing it on your.
Oh my god!
You're wearing it on your hip.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in
right?
my life. Yeah, guns don't just fire off.
I understand that, but the lady
who's a professional police officer.
Hang on, the lady in the HBO series got shot in the show, and they were like, oh, they're gonna have to deliver the baby early, and it was like, why were you out?
That's why.
Protecting,
so they could write that story. That's why. It's not real.
It's not real, right?
No.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure there are people who are pregnant that are still doing that stuff. Why not?
She was protecting a guy who was in custody for murder, and it was like she was walking him into the courthouse, and she got fucking.
So she was a marshal?
I guess. She got fucking shot.
What did her badge look like? Was her badge round?
I don't remember the size of the
badge.
I just remember she was 6 months pregnant and got shot, and then she had to deliver the
baby.
That
sounds like a marshal.
She got shot in the leg.
That sounds like a marshal because they're the ones that do prisoner transport and shit like that for the most part. It could have been a sheriff's deputy too, but either way, no one that's 6 months.
Sheriff's deputy, that's what it was.
No one that's 6 months pregnant would be doing that kind of duty.
Right?
No.
So what's the statement behind it then?
The statement is they wanted to write into the story that a fucking pregnant lady got shot while on duty, and they didn't know that that's ridiculous.
So in the other one, in Ozark, the new season of Ozark, and I'm not giving anything away, by the way. Like it's just, I just found it odd that it was and she looks like she's 7 or 8 months pregnant. She's an FBI agent, and she's pregnant in that. I'm like, can you do that? And she was like having trouble, like in one of the scenes last night, getting up out of the chair after fucking interviewing this woman. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? She's got a gun too.
I'll give the baby a gun. Fuck it.
Yeah, right. Stuff one up there. And see what happens. But I was trying to think if it was a social statement or you were allowed to do it, and I was like, it doesn't make sense that you would be allowed to do that. I don't think.
I mean, even if it is something that happens, they obviously wrote it in because they wanted it in the storyline.
Yeah,
like no consultant from a sheriff's department would have. Like usually, there's at least one pregnant chick hanging out with a gun.
Never.
Right? Like that would be a thing.
Working all day long. Yeah.
So they wrote it into the story, I'm sure.
Yeah. So it's 2 Jason Bateman vehicles. 2 projects with 2 pregnant, an FBI agent and a fucking police officer. And I don't know what the social statement would be behind that.
Well, an FBI agent, that makes sense to me. They probably wouldn't stop doing whatever they do until 8 months, whenever it's getting ready to be born.
Okay.
But a sheriff's deputy doing a prisoner transport or protection detail, there's no way.
Somebody wrote in, Ruben Schneider wrote in, talk about concealed carry if you gave that gun baby to that gun right up the vag. Yeah, but it was strange. Like I don't know what kind of statement you're trying to make with that of like, hey, they can keep working or whatever. And it's just like, no, man, I wouldn't want my wife working. Like, fuck, because that baby almost got murked in the other show.
Yeah, maybe she's Murphy Brown. Was she with somebody?
No.
There you go.
By yourself. Well, I mean, yeah. So when the lady got fucking shot and had the baby in the HBO show, Yeah, her husband came
I
and
see.
all that other shit. I don't know about the FBI agent in this one, but just even seeing it on screen I thought was weird, where I was just like, all right, well, shit.
A little bizarre, yeah.
Here's where we're at. I want to get your thoughts on Trump's speech last night. So he says we're going another 30 days. What does that mean to you?
You mean, what does it mean for my life, or what does it mean to me?
Like, what's the biggest takeaway of that? So he wanted everything open up by Easter. That's clearly not going to happen.
The biggest takeaway is that I think they're kind of faced with a hard decision right now, which is to cordon off certain parts of the country.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've heard it discussed openly that maybe shutting down New York entirely, like nobody in, nobody out.
Yes,
for a while.
And he discussed that as well. New York, Connecticut, New Jersey.
And also maybe New Orleans, depending on how it continues. I think the concern now is that the curve hasn't been flattened yet, as they call it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they expected to see a wave, the second wave, and then a recession of new cases.
Right.
And the data doesn't show that. Again, it's just new cases. It doesn't, like the death rate, the mortality rate hasn't spiked or anything like that. It hasn't all of a sudden become more deadly. In fact, we see that it's about as less deadly as we thought it was before. But, you know, it's interrupting commerce. People are freaked out. I don't know what the solution here is, to be honest. As far as what that means for people, like I think schools are going to get canceled now if they haven't already been for the rest of the year. Like, what would be the point? I know.
So they sent my child's shit home.
Yeah.
Because they originally said, hey, we'll see you May 15th. And then
Yeah.
a bag just showed up with all of his stuff from school.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're going to be doing online classes through Zoom.
Yeah.
And he's in kindergarten. But, 5 days a week they're going to do that, I guess. But there's no school. There's no way you're going back to school.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I don't know what the solution is, to be honest. I mean, I feel like there's a new test that takes 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they should just test everybody right now, and anybody that's had it goes back to work. Like, I don't understand why that's such a big problem.
I don't either. I don't either.
Like, just fucking send the equipment out, put them in fucking mobile labs or some shit. But if you got a card saying that you've already had it, then you go back to work because you're not going to get it again. I think there was one report of a woman in China that got it twice, but that's the only one I've heard of. And usually in a viral strain, that's not really how it works in the season.
And now Johnson & Johnson says they have something that they think is the cure.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to do some human trials here in September, and that would possibly roll out in January. Is this a thing where we have to wait for a cure before anything will return to normal?
Maybe. I mean, I think...
Because if so, then the rest of... Kirk Herbstreit said cancel NFL, cancel college football already.
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to... If they don't have the time to prepare for it, they're not going to do it. It's a good question. I don't know. I think this is retarded.
So do I. And Italy right now is preparing for riots, and so is Los Angeles.
Yeah. I mean, but anytime anything goes wrong in Los Angeles, somebody riots. So that's not like big news.
Look, and this is like I said in Ross Patterson Revolution, man. You're 2 days away from rent being due. To my knowledge, they have not shut down rents or mortgages or anything else, and those checks aren't going to be here for another 2 to 3 weeks.
Well,
what's going to happen then?
Foreclosures and evictions have been shut down.
They have.
Yeah,
okay.
I think Trump did that like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I don't know if that was a suggestion or if it's an actual EO or something like that, but I'm sure if it's not taken care of now, it'll become an EO soon, right? They're not going to let people get booted out. Besides that, even you can't get kicked out for rent being late 1 day or 1 month even. Like usually it has to be late for a certain period of time, then they give you a notice of eviction. And you can,
right.
But I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how it happens or see how it goes, I guess.
Even in apartments, you can just squat, right?
Yeah. What are they going to do?
Squatters' rights?
Yeah. You have to, I mean, I would check if I'm out there and I'm having trouble right now, I would check and see what my state's laws are on squatters' rights and tenant rights is what they're actually calling.
Okay. Because, look, Cheesecake Factory already said, hey, man, we're not paying rents on any of our fucking buildings April 1st. How many people are going to follow is what I'm curious now. And we won't know that answer for, 2 more days, but I'm not really sure to tell people anymore. I went to the fucking beach this weekend. I got a lot of color, my man. I'm not.
What did it look like out there?
It was about, let's say, 50 or 60 people out there on the beach, and the people that were there were raging like there was a group of college girls playing Spikeball.
They're all sharing diseases.
Are they?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're fine.
There's a way to go about handling this situation, and I don't think.
You don't think Spikeball is the answer?
I don't think that is it. No.
You don't think the popular game Spikeball?
No, and this is why things like the shutdown happen, because everybody's a fucking idiot. People just can't keep their hands in their pockets or wash their hands on a regular basis or fucking not play Spikeball or not flood South Beach.
Yeah,
during the quarantine.
That's the next one. South Beach got shut down until May 15th. So you're looking at 45 days for Miami.
Yep.
That is a big, big order.
It's a lot of money.
A lot of money. Because look, Miami is a heavy tourism dependent city, and that's all done now. What I haven't heard is really that many cases in Mexico. Have you?
Yeah,
I haven't
but
heard
I don't
shit about Mexico.
I don't really. I don't think Mexico has been hit yet. I think they're maybe a month or 2 behind us.
But it's weird because they're right on our border. One would think, like, hey, man.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't travel across borders. People have to go back and forth, and I don't know how many. I think less Americans are probably traveling back and forth to Mexico now than in the past, right?
Yeah, and I would assume less Mexicans are trying to cross the border.
I don't know. That'd be an interesting question
because
to ask someone.
You'd be worried about getting sick, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll see how this shakes out. Look, because you and I did a show last week where, I asked you, what do you think it is, 4 to 6 weeks, and we're coming up on that now, and it's been extended. I'm not sure how long this goes on for.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be stuck indoors for a little while, which is kind of dumb. But again, it's a combination of things. People tend to panic, and I think that our values as a country are a little weird, that we're putting.
Are you talking about the Spikeball incident?
That, but more so that we're fucking hammering our economy to save people that really aren't contributing to it anymore. I know that's harsh to say it that way, but it is what it is, right? I mean, this is the life we live, so you have to be realistic about it. And if you can't be, then bad shit like this happens.
Is there any way that the president enacts something of like, hey, if you're 65 and up, you got to stay home, and the rest of us go back to work? No, I don't think that would even be enforceable.
IDs? Maybe, yeah, but like that, a lot of old people don't even have IDs. It comes up every year during voting season.
Man, is there a vote?
Know.
I mean, are they going to be voting in person this year? That's the other thing.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Really?
I mean, I don't know how. I think the vote might get pushed or something. Or maybe it's just all absentee ballots. But if that's the case, it's not going to be like November 3rd we find out who the president is. It's going to be like sometime in December probably. Like it takes a while to count all that shit.
Fuck yeah, it does. Could you imagine that if we just mailed it in?
Yeah. I mean, I've mailed my vote in a bunch of times. Every time I voted in California, I've mailed my shit in.
No shit.
Yeah, you didn't get early ballot?
I just went. So usually like in LA they would open up, 6 weeks before.
Yeah.
They kind of assign you some thing to go to. Mine was like this old library. So I would go there and there was never anybody there, and I would vote early just to beat the crowds obviously, but yeah, I've not used absentee balloting before, but I wonder, I mean, what's to stop you from rigging that, I guess?
It's not easy to do that. Like it's all digital, so you'd have to hack the fuck out of it. So you sign up for it, and it's verified with your ID and all that other bullshit, and then they send you a packet, and the packet has a barcode on it that corresponds with your ID.
Oh, gotcha.
Like, I mean, technically you can go steal people's shit, but if they report it missing, then they're going to cancel that vote out. It's all in the system.
Well, the weird thing now is you can't ask people for their ID to vote, so...
Yeah.
What do you do in that situation?
If you do early voting, you have to authenticate yourself. You can't show up for early voting without an ID, which is interesting because if it was a funny debate back in the day because the right was super against early voting and absentee ballots being expanded, but that's the most secure form, in my opinion, because you can just walk in. If all you got to do is know where someone's precinct is, and you can walk in and vote for them. Like if it's some 90-year-old lady that lives on your block, you can fucking just cruise in. If you're a woman, you can just cruise in and be like, "Yeah, I'm fucking Deborah or whatever."
Deborah Winger.
Well, maybe. Yeah. And then vote her vote, but come on. That's not happening. Every study that's ever been done on voter fraud has shown that it is microscopic, the amount of voter fraud that happens, because no one cares. There's better ways. Like, politicians just openly lie to people. Why would you need voter fraud too?
Yeah. Is this starting to get to you at all?
Is what starting to get to me?
All this shit being shut in. Like, I'm finally seeing posts from people that are like, all right, man, this is starting to get to me and it's fucked up.
I mean, yeah, it is in a way, but not because I'm isolated or anything. It's just like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And it's fucking up our economy, which will eventually impact me in some way. And that makes me angry, yeah.
Same, yeah. Same.
And we've got other shit going on, business stuff, life stuff that we can't do right now because...
Can't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's irritating for everybody, obviously. There's a lot... I'm not going to complain too much. There's people that are a lot worse off than I am right now.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where, you know, I was talking about just having I usually have a date with my wife once a week, right? Mm-hmm. And we usually go to dinner, a movie or something like that. Our dinner was walking into Jersey Mike's.
Yeah.
Ordered a fucking sub.
Yep.
Gorged ourselves with whatever that was. And then had some wine on the back porch. And you're like, all right, I guess this is life now.
Yeah.
Because like most of the restaurants that we liked were closed down.
Mm-hmm.
And they were not doing delivery.
Well, they're all closed down now.
Yeah, right?
In an hour and 3 minutes.
So explain that to people, because North Carolina is just came up at 5 o'clock. We're shutting down. What does that mean exactly?
What does it mean? It means...
So, like, is your local restaurant, is that
no, they'll...
I
don't know if
takeout.
they're... So before, most of the restaurants around here was already just doing takeout. Like, you can go pick it up.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you're going to be able to do pickup now. I think maybe you have to get everything delivered. But I don't know.
Is that true, Jamie? Do you know that? Do you have to get things delivered, or can you still pick it up at restaurants at 5? Oh, you are? All right. But after 5 o'clock, like... All right, cool. If we have that, then, you know, at least we got something.
I don't care. I mean, I'll just...
Yeah, I mean, sort of. The gym is what's really fucking me up, dude. Somebody goes to the gym like 6 days a week, and now I can't go, and I'm like...
Yeah, what are you going to do?
You find yourself drinking all day, and then, you know, Saturday, I think I had 12, maybe 14 White Claws or Trulies. Trulies is what I had. I'm a Truly girl now, Dan.
You'd be the girl that you're meant to be.
Yeah. And nothing. Didn't make a dent. Like, we're at that stage where it's just like, well...
It's going to... Yeah,
time to go to the hard stuff.
We'll see how we settle in. I think a lot of people are going to develop chemical dependencies over the next month or so.
And then how do you snap out of that? You know?
Rehab.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's going to fuck up everything, dude.
Yep.
Let's get to the Drinkin Bro of the week. Shall we? Pop this up here on my phone. This one was submitted by Matthew Torres. It says, I'd like to nominate Commander Greg Carnicle, a 31-year veteran of the Phoenix Police Department, as my Drinkin Bro of the week. In the evening hours of March 29th, 2020, Commander Carnicle was one of 3 officers shot in responding to a domestic disturbance. However, Commander Carnicle did not survive his wounds and was pronounced deceased later that evening. He was just a few months away from his retirement. He is survived by his wife and 4 adult children. The city of Phoenix and the entire state of Arizona will forever remember him for his sacrifice. That sucks, man. God damn it. Cheers, man. Well, I appreciate the submission. And you can submit to Drinkin Bros podcast on Facebook, all of your Drinkin Bros of the week. I hate hearing stories like that when you're so close to retirement, too, where it's just like, that job is hard enough. And then you get towards the end and you're just like, man, I just want to make it through this and get the fuck out of here. You know, I've served my time and I want to go enjoy the rest of my life.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, it's never good, but that especially sucks.
Shit, man. Well, cheers. I appreciate the submission. And again, submit to Drinkin Bros podcast on the Facebook page. And look, we'll be here with you every day. We're just going to keep going. I think Drinkin Bros, we're on 6 days a week now, Monday through Saturday. We're going to keep going through all of this ordeal. Obviously, as you just heard, Trump is extending it till the end of April. So we will be here. We know a lot of you guys are on the essential list who actually listen to the show, in particular first responders and military. So we're going to try to give you extra content and bonus shows. And then hopefully we'll have some more positive news for you. The weirdest shit to me about all this is it does seem like they have the fucking cure.
Yeah, the drugs that the left was talking so much shit about last week, the FDA approved this week. So
they did.
I guess they could shut the fuck up now.
Yeah. Why can't we just start giving those out?
I don't know, man.
You know? It's weird to me. It's weird to me. And then this coronavirus truth has been trending all day. So,
yeah. I mean, there was something I saw about...
I don't know the real... I don't know the truth to you. Like, what have you heard?
There was something I saw about the response to this from the government isn't... it isn't on par with the risk of the virus. So people think something else is going on. You know what I mean? People think that the government is using this to hide something else. I don't know what that would be, but I agree that
our government or China's?
Our government.
Oh,
I agree. I agree that our response to this has been disproportionate to the risk involved. Because
how so? Explain that.
Because yes, certain groups of people are at greater risk, but the vast majority of people are at far less risk,
right,
than just the common flu.
Yeah,
like the mortality rate for people that are, healthy and, of a certain age is, if not lower than the flu most years, it's right on par with it. So we would never do this for that. And the other things that we've tried to do, I think it scared people. So when we try to do the curving on Ebola and SARS and all this other horse shit that's come up over the last 10 years, they were able to curb it pretty fast. There were a lot less cases. And people are correlating the amount of cases with a riskier virus, but that's just not true, right? Yeah, Italy sucks. They have shitty healthcare. China, who knows what the fuck's going on over there. But here, where we're measured data, right? Just in the reported cases, we know that it's like a 1.2%. So imagine the 30 additional % that we expect have already been sick.
Yeah.
And you add that number in there, and it's like it's a fraction of that. So it's like there's no question in my mind that the government's response has been disproportionate to the actual risk involved here. But why is it? It's probably because people are fucking stupid and won't follow simple directions. But there is a number of theories out there that it's something else, that they're trying to do something else or use. I mean, anytime anything happens and the government starts enacting powers, everybody thinks that, it's just the government created this to grab more power. Like, no, they didn't. The government's incompetent. I've worked for them.
Yeah.
Believe me, they're incompetent. But who knows? Conspiracies have happened in our government before.
They have. I would have a hard time with this one, being that it came from China. If there was any conspiracy, I would say it would be because of China, not because of something we're trying to cover up. I don't know. We would be trying to cover up.
Maybe we're just using the opportunity, though, is I think what people are saying. Not necessarily that the U.S. created the coronavirus for this, but they see it as an opportunity to lock people down. And like Jared said, maybe it's a test to see how we'll react under a real
situation.
Circumstance. Although, I mean,
to ruin your economy though for this long,
like if you
is that's too big for me to believe in some form of conspiracy.
Yeah. If you know for an absolute certainty that you can run a test and it won't fuck everything up, then maybe you do it. Probably.
Yeah, but not for this long.
But if you're like, I don't know, if you have a new truck, Tesla truck, for example, and you think the windows are unbreakable, throws 2 steel ball bearings at them.
Yeah.
And both of them break the glass. Maybe you shouldn't have done that test, man.
No.
So I agree with you. I don't think that it doesn't make sense that this would be a test. Like this would be an insane test to run.
It's way too insane.
But
it's going to fuck up the economy for years.
But people are insane. I mean, if you think, like, if there is indeed some cabal of people, some small organization that has enough influence to do something like that. They probably don't care about the stock market. They don't care about the economy at all. They're rich. If somebody's in that position, they're powerful and rich enough that it doesn't matter what happens here. They will always be okay.
Right.
So maybe, right? I mean, think about it that way. If domestic terrorism and immigration and all these other things that have been linked to this, not coronavirus, but to some cabal, some deep state, whatever the fuck. I mean, that wouldn't be that hard to pull off. You don't have to be psychic. You just have to be Nostradamus. If you make predictions that are broad enough, then you can find instances where those predictions come true and then insert your little bit of code or your plan or whatever in there and just let it fucking and see what happens. I mean, there have been people like that before in our own government that have done shit like that. Like MK Ultra, for example. They took some of the most brilliant scientists in the world, and because they wanted to figure out how to mind control the Russians, they just started dosing them with acid. Right. Like, what the fuck, man? And these are people at the highest echelons of the U.S. government. Yeah. And speaking of echelon, before any of this Patriot Act or Homeland Security existed, Project Echelon collected intelligence on all Americans. Every phone call that happened, every computer keystroke that happened, from the fucking whenever the fuck they constructed this bitch until whenever Homeland Security took over, every single voice that went over every single phone line anywhere in this country was captured. They didn't have the processing speed to figure out what it all was. They didn't have voice to text and all that shit to tell what everybody was saying. But now they do. Yeah. And all that information is still out there. So there have been people at the very high upper echelons of American government who have used their power, like a small group of people used a very immense amount of power to do really fucked up shit. So you can't put it past people to do that.
No, and then the only conspiracy I've heard was out of China was that they wanted more people's data because they were saying how they curbed it so quickly. And they said that there is tests through your screen where, there's 4 cameras on every fucking block, right? And with the facial recognition and everything, you're forced to, if they hold up a thing to you, you're each assigned with a color. So green means you're free. Orange means you're potentially could get coronavirus, never had it before. There was another color that said you did have it, and that everywhere you go, you had to swipe something.
What's wrong with that?
Well, like it's just a way to control people, obviously, but you're starting to get into some Black Mirror type shit. So
yeah, but we're heading that way anyways.
I think so.
I mean, honestly, here's some advice to all of you out there.
But that was the conspiracy that China started this for, is so that they could control all of the people.
It could very well be, and let's say that's the case. Just accept it. Here's my take on the whole thing. We've all got a couple of decades left on this planet, maybe 5 if you're lucky. It's not going in the opposite direction. It's going in that direction, and there's not shit you can do to stop it. No. So instead of having the whole goddamn summer shut down over some bullshit, just let them steal your rights. If it comes down to it and it's a serious issue, this is America. We'll fucking shoot everybody. Yeah. It's fine, dude. Yeah. Like, it's fine. This is not China. This is not Taiwan. This is not Hong Kong. This is none of those places that don't have gun rights. We do. And if people start coming to our door and talking shit, they're going to get fucked up. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm fine with the digital surveillance. I don't care about that.
Yeah, so that's one way they're saying it over there. So that's the one conspiracy that I've heard that remotely makes sense. The rest of it, I can't buy into how you can drop just a worldwide pandemic, unless you only wanted to kill off old people and try to get rid of some of the population.
The problem with conspiracies is that they have there's always loose ends somewhere. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like let's say there's 6 people that run the entire world. I know that's crazy, but let's just say there's one person from each major
Jay-Z
power. No, like one American, one Chinese person, one Russian, one French, German, and English, right? Those would be the UN Security Council members. Even if they were able to wield that kind of power to get Joe Blow to fucking do something all the way down there, that part without leaving tracks is weird. But remember in China, the guy who originally reported this, what happened to him? He's fucking dead. Yeah. They whacked his ass out quick. Yeah. So that's the part that makes me think there might be something conspiratorial going on. So if we start seeing people bucking trends in the U.S. and all of a sudden ending up dead, anytime there's dead people, smoke, and then there's fire.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's how it works. So I don't know. I haven't seen a bunch of dead people. I'm just saying, if there's a small group of people that are trying to influence stuff on a greater scale, they have to have people working for them somehow, right?
We'll see.
It's just the way it is.
They think they identified patient 0, by the way, who's the first one to have it. A shrimp vendor in Wuhan. She's alive. She's like 58, and she thinks that she got it from a toilet seat.
Not a bat.
At a market. No, I mean, she was the first person to get it to contract it from wherever it came from. So I don't know that I buy any of it, to be honest with you. But you can still eat bats and all that bullshit. And shit.
I feel like Jared I could see him as a shrimp salesman.
Yeah,
like
for sure, shrimp vendor,
door-to-door shrimp salesman.
Shrimp vendor, yeah. Well, look, Jared's hashtag prayers for Jared right now. We are the Jared, hashtag we are the Jared on this. We're thinking about you, buddy, and we hope the results come back good here. We should know in about an hour or so. Either way, we'll be here for you. And until all of us die off the show, we will be here 6 days a week, and we're here for all your entertainment needs throughout this pandemic, however long it lasts. We vow to go every single day, obviously except for the Lord's Day, because Dan is super religious.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. So stay with us and rate us on iTunes. The advertisers want it. Just give us a 5-star on Drinkin Bros. For Dan Hollaway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin Bros. Good afternoon and good evening, everyone.